Hi guys, welcome and thank you very much for joining us. First and foremost, for all of you people, a very, 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 very happy Diwali to everyone. We are not like Imran Khan that we only wish the Hindus. For us, Diwali is an Indian festival. So happy Diwali to every single Indian and even non-Indians that enjoy Diwali. So happy Diwali to everybody. We still appreciate you, even though it's Diwali night. We still appreciate all the people that are in the live chat that are joining us. I know a lot of people will not be able to join us today since it's Diwali and they're spending time with their families. We understand. We will not feel hurt. But hopefully we'll see you back next week. But anyway, lots to discuss lots to discuss today.
But तूने अभी पाकिस्तान का नाम लिया, तो I think we should start with a very auspicious discussion.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, did anyone see this?
मैं आपको बताऊं, सिंध में बनाना बहुत दूर है जी, लेकिन अगर यहाँ के जिम्मेदार थोड़ा सा खर्चा करें, रिसर्च करें, तो बम्बे का इतना बड़ा किला है, अगर एक कमरे में पड़े हो तो पूरे कमरे में खुशबू फैल जाती है। अच्छा। और इसी तरह ढाका का किला इतना लंबा किला है, अगर ये
शक्ल देखो, एंकर की शक्ल देखो,
ये वाला किला सिर्फ एक ऐसा उंगली जितना किला होता है।
टिकल छोटा नुन्नू
से इस्तेमाल करें।
शक्ल देखो।
ठीक है, आप कह रहे हैं डेवलपमेंट जो है पाकिस्तान में बहुत पुअर है। रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा काम होने की सख्त जरूरत है, और मुकम्मल कर लीजिए अपनी बात को आप।
तो वो रिसर्च करें, और अगर ये ढाका का और बॉम्बे वाला केला यहाँ आ जाए तो कितनी ज्यादा उसकी मांग भी बढ़ जाएगी, सेल भी बढ़ जाएगी।
केला चाहिए।
देखो, as a resident Mumbaiker, we win.
We win. Biggest केला in South Asia is Mumbai.
बट देखो, ये सभी को पता है जो केले के कॉनसर हैं कि छोटे केले का स्वाद सबसे अच्छा होता है। छोटे
कंफर्म करना पड़ेगा, किसी और केले कॉनसर से ये कंफर्म करना पड़ेगा।
देखो, छोटे मद्रासी कन्नडिगा केलों का स्वाद सबसे बेहतरीन होता है।
ये if anyone else is a kela connoisseur, please let us know in the live chat. Please let us know your own personal experience and your own personal preference.
And I have to state it on record, I'm the only one who is in the festive spirit and dressed for the occasion for the live chat. Look at
we are blasphemers.
बेटा, वो तेरे को करना पड़ता है ना, तू काला है तो तू दिखाई नहीं पड़ता है अगर लाइट ऑफ हो जाए
तो ज्यादा चमकना पड़ता है इसलिए।
हम तो गोरे हैं, कपड़ों की शान हम हैं।
ये देखो, जितेंद्र सलगांवकर क्या बोल रहा है स्मॉल पार्ट्स आर चोकिंग हैजर्ड। सब साले शाणे हैं लाइव चैट वाले। इबुआ ठेला खाएगा केला। सब चालू लोग बैठे हुए हैं। तो मेरे को I actually thought this would be a fun discussion. I'm grateful के कुशल
मेरे को केले बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं। केला के
Abhijit, everyone knows your love for kela.
Yeah, I think people are aware at this point.
The secret is out.
I'm grateful that Kushal suggested it, which was the recent elections that wrapped up in the US. I think that's very interesting to talk about. But before that, I want to spend just a little bit of time talking about this thing that we're going to talk about now, because I've done an episode on it. I know Kushal's going to talk about it, I think tomorrow or something like that. But I do want to spend some time on it because I want to get Abhijit's opinion on this as well.
Yes.
So we know if people are not aware, then there are some protests that have been happening on the part of the residents of Gurugram against Namaz in public places, particularly in like the middle of road, ye sadakon ko block karke jo namaz karne ka system hai. They've been protesting about that. And the thing is, in India, this is not something new. I moved out of India in 2013. I've been back obviously a few times, but I remember even back then that there was this in Patna where I used to live. Even in Delhi, this used to happen. But I went back home to Patna, and there were places where Friday ko you couldn't drive your car through it because wahan par block hua hai namaz ke liye, so you had to take a detour. I think a lot of people across the country can relate to what people in Gurugram are saying to some extent, at least. So the reaction that I've seen, Abhijit, and I don't know how to structure this, so whatever you want to take first, you can go ahead. But what I was thinking was, I saw the reaction to this by many people, particularly people that identify as secular liberals, intellectuals, all that kind of stuff. The reaction to this has been what I expected, and I think it explains in a great deal the difference between how a large number of Indians are thinking today and where a lot of our secular intelligentsia is still stuck. And one of the perfect examples of that is this print article that I think some gentleman named Hilal Ahmed wrote. And the article basically says, Namaz is not an anti-Hindu act, and it's time for every Indian to defend Islam. In which he goes on to say a number of things. I'm just going to read out a couple of things, I think, which was something about the aggressive Hindutva. Let me just say, I had it taken out and I put it in my notes. But he said basically that aggressive Hindutva campaign to interrupt a peaceful assembly of Muslim worshippers performing namaz upsets Hilal deeply because it goes against the two principles that he cherishes: his spiritual faith in Allah and the belief in the Gandhian ideal of Sarva Dharma Sambhav. He also goes on to say that it was so heartening to him that he was able to offer namaz in old India. New India to kharab ho gaya hai, but in old India he was able to offer namaz on moving trains. He was able to offer namaz on busy streets. He was able to offer namaz in the corridors of hospitals and even inside Hindu temples. And he wants that old India to come back. So where should we start with this? Should we start with the practice? Should we start with how people are viewing it and the gap that now exists between a large percentage of India and our secular intellectuals who still pine for an old India that no longer is there really?
देख बहन, इसमें कोई ये नहीं है, कोई ये थोड़ा फटू इंसान है, ये क्या
हिलाल अहमद.
हाँ सेम थिंग, हाँ वही फट्टू है, थोड़ा अकल का थोड़ा ढीला है बेचारा. There's two simple principles here. One is your right to pray is sacrosanct. Okay, you can nobody is preventing you from carrying out your namaz.
Yes.
The issue is doing it on public land and becoming a bloody public nuisance.
Yes.
So I welcome the new India where public nuisances are no longer tolerated. It's that simple.
Yeah.
There is no narrative. It's just a straightforward issue of the law.
Yeah.
Of course, it would be very good if the government in question applied that principle across the board, including to Shaheen Bagh protesters and these fucking farmers who have been making everybody's life miserable and inflicting traffic misery on everyone, which these Shaheen Bagh parasites also did.
Yeah.
पर सरकार तो छक्कों का सरकार है, तो ज्यादा कुछ हो नहीं सकता है.
गुड़गांव में भी बीजेपी की सरकार है ना. It's not Congress, it's not AIMIM, it's a BJP सरकार. And what people will might be surprised to know, might not be surprised to know, is when the people were protesting, when the residents of Gurugram were protesting, police was sent to protect the people who were reading namaz in the middle of the road, and they actually arrested a bunch of people who were actually protesting against these blockage of roads. And then the namaz was offered under police protection. The namaz फिर भी पढ़ी गई, but now this time it was done with state protection. तो ये देख लो.
Right. Now, if you want to congregate, why can't you rent out a hall?
Yeah.
There are no hall rentals out there.
Yeah.
Or you can't find a piece of fallow land. There seem to be a lot of fallow land around that road. They couldn't go there and pray, is it?
Yeah.
So it shows you that the BJP basically treats Hindus as a condom. Okay, think of yourself as a giant condom and the BJP is the dick trying to screw you over. See, you can either be the dick, which, fucks and feels very happy. or you can be the vagina that gets fucked and feel very happy.
आने वाला एक comment
Or-
पापा देख रहे हैं.
Or you can be the condom that gets
Yeah.
both that gets fucked from both sides and gets thrown in the basket at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. And I think another aspect of it, and obviously I agree with what Abhijit said, ki bhai, it's a law and order issue, ki bhaiya, if you're not, unless it's been previously agreed by the neighborhood, colony ने agree करके रखा हुआ है, prior permission आपने ली रखी है, जैसे मुहर्रम का procession अगर आपको निकालना हो या फिर गणेश चतुर्थी का निकालना हो, जो भी हो. If you've taken prior permission, whatever. But every Tuesday, whatever, every day आप आकर नमाज पढ़ रहे हो वहाँ बीच सड़क में, it's a public nuisance. It's as simple as that. अगर हर रोज इसी तरह से सड़क ब्लॉक करके हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ी जाने लगती, then that would be plastered all over Washington Times about how India is squeezing its minorities dead, basically.
Do you remember
Yeah.
some 3-4 years back in Gurugram, somebody was driving with a
Hanuman sticker.
A Hanuman, the Ugra Hanuman sticker.
Yes.
And they were like, see, this is muscular Hindu nationalism. It is making us so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
यही चूतिए जो बोलते हैं that a lack of diversity in the races teaching in school and class and things like that make people feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
Have no issues with a whole bunch of people coming out and blocking roads and making other people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So basically, your comfort is negotiable. My comfort is not negotiable.
Is non-negotiable, exactly. And that brings us to our second ideal that these people talk about. Man, force mera. Man,
देख
force
भाई,
mera.
मैं ड्यूरेक्स आयर नहीं हूँ.
Oh, man.
मैं KY जेल हूँ.
अच्छा, ये
I need
KY
the entire
gel है.
process. जो KY जेल प्रोसेस को स्मूथ करता है ना,
हाँ.
वो तुम्हारे दिमाग में घुसाने
my
के
God.
लिए
Lubricant है बेचारा.
हाँ, I'm the
We are-
lubricant that
now we
makes
are getting
your
too much
knowledge
information.
absorption. अरे क्या information? हम तो केले के बारे में बात करने साले.
So we're talking about bananas. So now we come to the second part of it, which Hilal says, and which a lot of people have suggested to us, is that by protesting against namaz in the middle of the road, what we are doing is we are transgressing the Gandhian principle of Sarva Dharma Sambhav. And I feel like this is where, Kushal, the disconnect exists. Because people, at least the Hindu community or a portion of the Hindu community, let's put it that way, वो तंग हो गई है डोरमैट की तरह ट्रीट होते होते, तंग हो गई है सौतेले बेटी की तरह ट्रीट होते होते कि भाई आप तो सौतेले बेटे हो, आप कोने में जाके बैठो, जो हमारा सगा लड़का है मुस्लिम, वो जब चाहे टीवी देखेगा, जो चाहे खाएगा, जहां चाहे सोएगा, जो चाहे घर में करना उसको अलाउड है. एंड देयर गेटिंग अ लिटिल बिट सिक एंड टायर्ड ऑफ दिस. गांधी जी के लाइफ का खुद ही एग्जांपल आप देख लीजिए सर्वधर्म संभाव का, व्हेन ही हैड ऑफर्ड अनकंडीशनल सपोर्ट टू द खिलाफत मूवमेंट. मिला क्या उसके रिजल्ट में? मोपला मैसेकर मिला, और उसके ऊपर से द लीडरशिप ऑफ द खिलाफत मूवमेंट सेड कि इवन द वर्स्ट मुस्लिम ऑन द प्लैनेट इज बेटर देन गांधी. ले लो और मरवा लो.
Yeah, I think Sarvat Garam Vada Pav is is the equivalent of Aman Ki Asha for in Hindi and Sanskrit. I think Aman Ki Asha जिसको बोलने को नहीं होता, वो ये सरम गरम वड़ा पाव जो भी है बकवास वो ये करते हैं. See, we have spoken about this
from now on. It's a good name.
See, we have always discussed this. If you remember, once a long time back when we had this podcast, I specifically had used that term, which I at least came across in Rajiv Malhotra's book, called one-sided sameness.
Yeah.
This all stems from that disease of one-sided sameness, where we are same, but same like whom? Same like what? See, it's always the monotheist that has the sway over the polytheist or the pagan. And you know what? Now the polytheist has had enough.
Yeah.
No, we will not allow it. It's very simple. And when it comes to, obviously, I'll be sharing my views in detail in my monologue tomorrow. But this, my question is, how can this be a controversial point in any part of the world which is civilized? The caveat being civilized. Obviously, Abhijit is partially right when Abhijit says India is a grossly pre-industrial, uncivilized country. We are not as bad as Pakistan. Pakistan is just another level. Pakistan is when, shit hits the roof. India is trying to hit the roof, but somehow some people are putting some cloth fabric in between and saying, na, itni tatti nahi honi chahiye. That kind of a thing. So India and Pakistan mein wo difference.
Yes.
So that's the point. The question we need to ask every single time is that if we are a rules-based society or a law and order-based society, since when did... See, this is a clear-cut clash of rights.
Yeah.
It is my right as a citizen to have a safe commute on the road and a smooth commute on the road, which is why I'm paying taxes and the state has given me that facility against the right of I say this with full responsibility, a predatory religion. Yes, it is a predatory religion. If people are offended, look, I have Muslim friends and they also sometimes feel bad when I call it a predatory religion. But it is a predatory religion in its essence. The raison d'etre of Abrahamism is predatory. The raison d'etre of Hinduism is just leave me alone, bhai mere ko bhi jeene do. There is a difference in the essence of the two memes. And in such a scenario, you can only have one-sided sameness. And one-sided sameness is not good enough, and which is why I always say we can have our quibbles all the time, but remember, as of now, the current status is that 8 spots mein namaz has stopped, and now the point is that Sham, we always talk about the disease, but we don't talk about the cure. This is the first time we have there are 2 kinds of cures, by the way. Abhijit remembers DM ki conversation, meri aur Abhijit ki. There is one type of cure which is very desi ilaj. वो नमाज पढ़ते हम जोर से हनुमान चालीसा लगा देते उसी टाइम पे. वो भी एक है. I hate it. By the way, ये क्या है यार, दोनों क्यों बजा रहे हो? मेरे को दोनों नहीं सुनना. मगर एक वो है. दूसरा है ये कि उन्होंने जाके प्रोटेस्ट किया and it became a movement.
Yes.
And when something becomes a movement and it is serious and it has public support, politicians will have to listen. They have to listen,
eventually follow. Yeah.
And see, this excuse कि हम कहाँ अपनी नमाज पढ़े, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
That you have to pray 5 times a day. I'm sorry. That's not my problem. You find a spot.
And it's not even the case of कहाँ जाकर नमाज पढ़े. साला सऊदी अरेबिया में तो तुम सड़क ब्लॉक नहीं करते हो. यूएई में सड़क ब्लॉक करोगे तो सीधे पुलिस बम्बू कर देती है. इंडिया में करना है हमको. फ्रांस में करना है हमको. इंग्लैंड में करना है हमको. जर्मनी में करना है हमको.
My opposition to this is across religions. I don't want these fucking late night jagrans blaring out their music through the night, depriving me of sleep. There's a bloody law that says you have to turn off your bloody music at 10 o'clock at night. You bloody turn off your music and get the fuck out. तुमको जागरण करना है तो तुम जागो ना. दूसरे लोगों को काय का जगा के रहते हो. है ना? Number 1. Number 2, if you go to bloody old Delhi, you'll see the best way of land grabbing is to put a temple or a dargah or something like 3 feet into the road. And then you gobble up that 3 feet, then another 1.5 feet, you gobble up that up and things like that. So see, this kind of squatting and shit like that, this is what I keep saying. You need absolutely unapologetic secularism being imposed in this country. The rule of law must be secular, and that will always help Hindus out because you're a fundamentally leave me alone religion.
That's true. And also, another thing that I wanted to say, the final part, and I read this in an article on Swarajya, I think R. Jagannathan wrote it. I think it was a really good point that he made, and I think that needs to be made as well. I accept the point that Abhijit said that this needs to be the rule of law needs to be completely secular and needs to be implemented uniformly. But if you remember in that article I just shared a little while ago, another thing that Hilal Ahmed says is that it is Indians need to step up and defend Islam and Muslims. And Jaggi made a very good point where he said ki yaar ek haath se tali nahi bajti hai. You show me a prominent example of when Muslims en masse have stepped up and defended Hindus, whether it's Pakistani Hindus, whether it's Bangladeshi Hindus, whether it's Kashmiri Hindus. The one time the Indian state tried to pass a fast-track citizenship laws for the ethnically cleansed population of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, look how vociferously the Muslim population opposed it. Did the Muslim population जितनी जोर से उन्होंने CAA को अपोज किया था, क्या उतना बड़ा प्रोटेस्ट उन्होंने राम मंदिर के लिए कभी निकाला? क्या उतना बड़ा प्रोटेस्ट उन्होंने बांग्लादेशी हिंदुओं के जस्टिस के लिए कभी भी निकाला? तो this one-sided sameness that Kushal is talking about, कि ये आप एक हाथ से हमको थप्पड़ मारते रहो और बोलते रहो कि बेटा ये तो ताली है, don't worry, this is clap. This can't happen anymore. And India's duty is not towards defending Islam. India's duty, if India does have a duty, I believe India does have a civilizational duty. And that duty is to defend Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism, and other non-Abrahamic religions that were birthed in India. That is India's duty, in my opinion.
It has a right, it has a duty to protect the rights of all its citizens.
Yes.
Except all those citizens means that one set of citizens don't get to have special rights of blocking and blockading and creating a bloody public nuisance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will defend secularism. I'm not going to defend Islam.
Right. Anything to add to what I said, Kushal?
Can I add something? I tweeted this to Shekhar Gupta when he shared this article.
Yeah.
And this was not a jibe on Shekhar. This was just me clarifying my point of view. And I told Shekhar that I'm sorry, I'm not obliged to defend Islam when it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
As a disbeliever, I'm sorry, disbelievers are on the top hit list of the Quran.
Yeah.
You don't expect me to defend Islam.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the ones who is actually sympathetic to religion. I'm not one of those new atheists who said religion should be destroyed. I don't believe Islam should be destroyed either. I believe in reformation of Islam. But the point is, Islam scares me as a disbeliever. So don't tell me to defend Islam. I'm sorry. Jo bhi hai wo hilal Mustafa. Yeah, jo hilal hai, jo bhi hai.
How do you do it? How do you do it? Become a YouTube member?
Yeah. He just became a YouTube member, so sometimes it pops up on the screen when somebody joins as a member. Yeah. I think that's a completely fair point. I don't think Hindus or Indians don't have to do anything, especially don't have to defend Islam. There are plenty of countries that do a much better job than India can ever do of defending and protecting Islam. All right. So that brings us to this other discussion topic as well, which was the election results that basically happened. It wasn't any major elections, but I think there was a gubernatorial race in New Jersey. There was a gubernatorial race in Virginia. There was a mayoral race in New York and a couple of other places as well. I think Minneapolis had a mayoral race. So there's been some very, very interesting results. The first result, the major result that everybody is looking at is the Virginia result, which was expected to go towards the Democrats. Terry McAuliffe for a while was leading, was doing quite well. And his entire campaign was based around bashing Trump, saying that his opponent was basically Trump in a sweater vest. The other part of his campaign was about how white people are all horrible and we need to teach CRT in schools and we need to revamp education and things like that. And this guy got beaten by, I think some Youngkin. Yeah, Glenn Youngkin. The Republican beat him. And the interesting thing that happened was that Youngkin won 17% of the voters who said that they disapprove of Trump, compared to McAuliffe winning just 5% of those who approve of the former president. So Youngkin also proved more likable than Trump. 50% they viewed him more favorably. So that was the big result. The other big result was also in New York, where I forgot the name of the guy that won, but he's a black man, a former cop, who said that he's going to bring back stop and frisk and he's going to increase police presence in New York. He won based on that. He won based on more police and more stop and frisk. So it really shows, at least in America now, there's starting to be a pretty strong pushback against critical race theory, against against things like that. And I'll give you a very good reason why that exists. So I don't know, Kushal or Abhijit, if you have seen the Netflix documentary that Colin Kaepernick made. Have you seen it?
Oh, मैं 5 मिनट देख के मेरे बाल नोच लिए. मैं नहीं देख पाया.
I literally couldn't watch more than 5 minutes.
It is a piece of art. I would recommend that people, if they can stomach it, at least try to watch it, because I'll just share a small clip of what that special is all about and why Democrats are now getting spanked in purple states. So this is from Colin Kaepernick, where he's comparing NFL training camps to slavery.
Oh yeah.
Watch this. Yeah.
Thanks. There's only so much bullshit I can deal with.
Yeah, and that's the crux of CRT that we're being taught now, that multi-millionaire pro footballers who can choose to go into the NFL or choose to not go into the NFL are the same things as slaves who have no choice and don't get paid a bloody dime for the work. So
Why
it's the
they
same
Colin
thing.
Kaepernick, his scores were abysmal, no?
Yeah.
He got dropped for being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He wasn't even good at what he chose to do.
Yeah. Look, somebody sent me this. Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick.
This should be Joe Kaepernick.
Yeah, I
But
know,
yeah.
Joe Kaepernick. Because he shits his pants.
So it's, I'm just sitting there going, futile analogies anybody can draw.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, I saw Arundhati Roy at Uniqlo before lockdown. So what am I meant to this thing? I can draw the equivalent that she's subsidizing the slave trade by subsidizing big global conglomerates.
Yeah.
And she's basically killing off independent weavers and farmers by going in for artificial clothing made by a big industry that uses sweat houses in Bangladesh like Uniqlo. Right?
Yeah.
So these analogies are futile. It's a very base level, and you've got to be an idiot to fall for it, but you've got to be an even bigger idiot to think that this is actually an analogy.
Yeah. This is after the election, some lady posted that because you elected a black woman as lieutenant governor of Virginia, that means you're a white supremacist.
No. So if you want to really see what is wrong with this entire narrative, then somebody just cropped the media coverage of the whole thing. Wait, let me share this. This is just a couple of minutes. But I'm just blown away by the sheer audacity.
Yeah. I saw that. I was looking for this video.
For a reason, because he knows it works on certain white voters.
He did stoke white grievance politics to mobilize the Republican base.
He's laundered Trump's really sort of disgusting, flagrant out racism. He's wrapped it in education.
Education,
Right.
which is code for white parents don't like the idea of
How does
teaching
this woman still have a job? It's amazing.
For these parents and this anti-CRT movement. They don't like the way whiteness is being portrayed in these new, more inclusive lessons.
This wasn't about those pocketbook issues. This was about how white kids feel talking about what black kids go through.
The subtext of all this was, we can't let these black and brown people run the country.
Glenn Youngkin running on critical race theory that he knew hit a chord around race.
I think all the CRT stuff is trumped up dog whistling.
Some of it was
oh my God.
Dog whistle racism.
The dog whistle messaging that you saw Youngkin engage in during the course of the campaign.
CRT is
very important to see the whole thing
of school busing, crosstown busing, welfare queens. You have it. It's in that same line, and you saw it in the results in Virginia.
This more palatable Republican who still uses the same racist themes that Trump did. He just packaged them in a soccer dad sweater vest model.
He's found a way to launder a pretty racist trope, this idea that we cannot talk about America's history because it hurts my feelings. He's turned that into a campaign.
White voters do have anxiety about a changing America, right? That it is blacker, it is browner.
You've got the Republicans yelling like, hey, look, the black and brown folks are coming for us.
Some Republican candidates are perfectly willing to use race as a motivating factor for their base. That has gone on for decades, and it happened this year.
Race is just the most palpable tool in the toolkit. It used to be of the Democratic Party back in the day when they were Dixiecrats, and now of the Republican Party.
This is about the fact that a good chunk of voters out there are okay with white supremacy. Let's call a thing a thing. Actually, scratch that. They are more than okay.
Now tell me, we just saw a 2-minute clip of a wide variety of experts talking about it. Experts in courts before
Courts,
somebody
yeah.
says.
Thank you.
See, normally, when a person loses a state which they are supposed to win, it should lead to introspection. Now, to be fair, Van Jones was introspecting on CNN, and Michael Schellenberger had actually shared a few clips of Van Jones and a few others actually introspecting on CNN too. But the point is, they double down every time they lose. They think it's because of racism and white supremacism. How can that be?
I have
I'll
to
tell
play
you
you.
why.
I have to
I'll
play
tell
you
you
one
why.
little.
1 second.
Before
you do. Before you do. It's very important we understand why. Because remember, these people, their jobs depend. They're absolutely trashy experts.
Yeah.
Their jobs depend on peddling this bullshit. So they don't care if the party wins or loses. They're more interested in retaining their jobs. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah. And I want to play just a little clip. Everybody who says that this is just white supremacism, I have to play this clip by the great Bill Burr, who had the best answer to this. So let me find it. There we go.
अबे तू तो अपना ही वीडियो शेयर कर रहा है.
मैं अपना शेयर कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ, की कर रहा है तू?
Oh यार, मैं अपना ही शेयर कर रहा हूँ.
What nonsense?
Now you're triple sharing.
Man, I'm triple sharing. This is Inception basically. Wait, let me try to find it again. How do I go to
अदर टैब ना, तेरे को दूसरा टैब में जाना, वो टैब खोल, फिर ये टैब खोल, फिर जब तू शेयर करेगा तो
Abhi Dika? Abhi Dika. Let me play it again.
Crying a little bit again. I don't know, man. I don't know. I get sick of people making excuses for it. She blew it. See that? Nobody thinks that. She blew it. Look, you lost to a guy who said 3 things a week that would torpedo anybody else's campaign. How do you do that? That's like you're playing a football game, the other team throws 20 interceptions, and you still figure out how to blow it. At what point do you take responsibility? They try to say, they would be like, oh, it was a bunch of, I love the racist white guy thing. A bunch of racist white guys. They came out of the forest. They were just going, Trump, Trump, Trump. It's like, where were all these racist white guys the last 2 elections when they could have voted against a black guy? They were fine. Oh, I don't mind the black guy. But this white lady, we got to stop her. It's going to take her 4-wheelers, Macuzzi.
Okay, so not.
So that's
just play it
I
again. Somebody fucking called me, so it got cut out.
Fine.
Or summarize.
I'll just play the last part for you. The last part, right? This part.
Very bad.
Listen to this part. I think this is so salient. This one right here.
White guys, they came out of the forest. They were just going, Trump, Trump, Trump. It's like, where were all these racist white guys the last 2 elections when they could have voted against the black guy? They were fine. Oh, I don't mind the black guy. But this white lady, we got to stop her. It's going to take her 4-wheelers, Macuzzi.
Yeah, like these racist white people that these people keep talking about, that it's just white supremacists that are coming and voting. Where were these white supremacists for 8 years when Obama was president? And why are these white supremacists voting for a black Jamaican lieutenant governor? The lieutenant governor of Virginia is a black American.
They were busy looking for the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, exactly.
A Cuban American, no, not Jamaican.
No, she's Jamaican. Her name is Winsome Sears.
Winsome Sears, but Cuban American, I thought.
I think she's Jamaican. I think she's from Jamaica. I was reading her victory speech. She said that she's Jamaican. So
because I saw a few tweets calling
like
her
a
Cuban.
foreigner,
Anyway.
non-white American, basically. At the end of the day, is who you're talking about. So,
and mind you, there's a counter to that as well.
Yeah.
They say that saying that people voted for Winsome Sears is like saying I'm not a racist because I have black friends.
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
There's no way you can win with these schmucks.
Yeah.
It's like perpetual circular logic.
Yeah. There's a great book that I would recommend to everyone that they read, and it touches a lot of points that we've been talking about on this show, and it's by John McWhorter, and I'd love to have John McWhorter on the show sometime. He's got a book, I can't remember what it's called. Is it called Black Fragility? Something. It's called something. I think it's called Woke Racism. It's called Woke Racism. And it explains very well how this movement, this woke movement, PC movement, it's exactly similar to a religion. It's exactly similar to a religion where Robin DiAngelo is the equivalent of a parishioner or a charismatic traveling preacher. And the people who are, seeking out and like canceling people, telling people that they're white supremacists, it's just like this. It's the Christian version of purity, but like couched in CRT, essentially, at the end of the day. So it is interesting, and I'm happy that there's a pushback against it in India. I'm happy that there's a pushback against it in America, and it has to be. I can't imagine how long this can continue without serious political repercussions for the people that are pushing it. What do you think, Kushal?
Well, the pushback is all. Look, not only was Virginia a shocker. Did you see? I know the Democrats scaped through, like just in the end,
New Jersey.
in New Jersey, but अगर न्यू जर्सी में स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं तो boy they are in trouble. I mean, New Jersey is like their bastion, right? Yeah, and if they're struggling, that look, you cannot, yaar, bas kar do yaar. And look, this also, at least in my view, I am no expert on American politics, but in my view, this also shows that too much of Trumpism was never good. Look, the white suburban woman voter is back with the Republicans. The moment Trump was out of the picture, they all came back. They were turned off by Trump. They are all back. And look, the numbers are showing again. That's what this election shows.
Yeah.
So
I would say it's the contrary.
No, but the post poll, Fox में भी ये लोग ने poll दिखाया था. And yes, the white suburban women voters are back with the Republicans, and that's making a huge difference. Look,
and
at
again,
the end of the day, you have
see they're back with the Republicans based on what Trump had been warning them about.
No, but they never liked Trump, Abhijit. We have to face the fact they don't like Trump.
No. Understand, there's a whole propaganda about Trump. Okay,
right.
But
what is it?
They basically agree with Trump's platform.
Yes.
Because remember, Youngkin ran on a Trump agenda.
I don't know. I don't think so. It was a fully Trump agenda. I think Youngkin was right smack bang in the center, where he did not piss the Trump voters off, but he also did not piss the other side off. And he was perfect.
I think the problem was that people got a little bit angry and tired with Trump's personality and Trump's way of doing things and Trump's way of handling himself and handling even sensitive issues. Like, I know for a fact that I spoke to a lot of people here that were Trump supporters, that are Republicans, but they're like, I just don't like the way, the cavalier attitude in which he handled George Floyd's death. He said,
by the way, did you know the news that...
But remember, George Floyd was a criminal.
No, I understand.
He was a violent criminal.
That also I understand, and I agree, but I'm just relaying to you that people did not like the cavalier attitude with which he sort of poo-pooed it or dismissed it. So I think people have a problem not with Trump's policy, not with what Trump was doing, but I think with his personality. So now that his personality is out of the way, if you can pick up his policy and if you can pick up what he was trying to do, that's a path to success.
Yeah, but a big victory for Trump is this, the main researcher of the so-called Steele dossier was arrested as part of the Trump-era special counsel inquiry led by John Durham.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. Igor Derchenko, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, so more and more, this is clearly coming off as a Russian psyop, that whole Steele dossier thing.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I didn't realize that.
But New York Times mein maine padha tha.
More power.
And no, I've not subscribed to New York Times.
More power to the anti-CRT movement. More power to anti-CRT equivalents in India as well, and long may that continue.
By the way, I have, for those of the viewers that are interested, I have several ways of accessing New York Times without giving them hits or paying them.
There you go. So if you want, you can hook up.
If you want to read some of their shit without giving them hits or money, there is a way of doing it. Google, find out. Get into the dark web, you'll see for yourselves.
There you go. There are ways to get around it. All right. Let us review some memes because it is Diwali. We all want to get back to Diwali. So we'll do some memes, we'll take some questions and we'll get out of here. So this
देख भाई लोग मेरे को 20 मिनट में जाना है
20 मिनट में जाना है तो जल्दी से मीम रिव्यू कर
हाँ, तो तू मेमे रिव्यू कर ले, क्वेश्चंस मैं और शाम ले लेंगे, कोई बात नहीं, we'll take the questions.
ठीक है. So this first one comes to us from Satire Sarthi. He says this is the thumbnail for next week's podcast. नींबू से 3 मिनट में करे वशीकरण. The नींबू returns. The नींबू returns.
क्या? What does वशीकरण mean?
बताओ वशीकरण क्या होता है? I thought वशीकरण is something. I thought वशीकरण is something adult. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I thinking the wrong thing?
वशीकरण मतलब किसी को अपने वश में करना यार.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
वश क्या होता है?
Wrong thing.
Control. काबू में करना.
How to control someone? काबू में करना, control करना. I was thinking something.
See, I don't speak vernacular, you know, so you have to keep your memes in English. I will not comment on vernacular memes.
Oh my goodness! But still, this gets a happy earn up. So well done. Congratulations to Satire Sarthi and happy Diwali. I know this is not original, but I want you to read the name. I'm not going to read it out. I want you guys to read the name. Can you read the name?
Major Dhyanchand, General Dhyanchand.
The name of the guy.
The name of the guy. Can you read the name of the guy?
वालों इसने बस.
No, the name of the guy. Can you read it?
Big Lully Energy.
कैसे लोग हैं यार? And the meme is also good. Major Dhyanchand.
See, being a banana expert, I can tell you this General Dhyanchand's mouth is one that has given several blowjobs.
Oh my god. General Dhyanchand's. This is a great meme as well. And a great name as well. So far, this is the winner of the name competition. So, congratulations. So far, winner of the name competition.
But nothing beats that पप्पू की टट्टी के ऊपर वाली वो मक्खी.
पप्पू की टट्टी
that was the best.
मक्खी. That is the best one so far. Ole! Speak of the bloody devil. ये देखो. Speak of the devil. आ गया. पप्पू की टट्टी पे उड़ती मक्खी. पप्पू की टट्टी पे ये मीम देखो, कमाल का मीम डाला है. हार्ड टाइम्स क्रिएट स्ट्रॉन्ग मैन क्रिएट गुड टाइम्स क्रिएट वीक मैन क्रिएट बैड टाइम्स. वाओ, तो रिलेटेबल डाल दिया यार, ये तो काफी रिलेटेबल मीम है. आई हैव टू गिव दिस.
इसका नाम अच्छा है, मीमे ठीक था, इतना भी ग्रेट मीमे नहीं था.
मीमे वाज रिलेटेबल, #relatable, but obviously
well done. तालियां होनी चाहिए.
It's a relatable meme, so good job. पप्पू की टट्टी पे उड़ती मक्खी. I love this one. This is from Vashisht Tripathi. Vashisht Tripathi का मीम देखो. जब राम जी के टाइम पर पटाखे नहीं फूटे तो तुम क्यों फोड़ना चाहते हो? वो गर्ल, कट्टर हिंदू कन्या, जा सीधा राम जी से पूछ के. शक्ल देखो, नाना पाटेकर है. फोटो नाना पाटेकर किया.
अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा.
वो वेलकम वाला सीन है ना, जाके पूछ के आ. अबे फिर किधर चला गया? This is a happy earn up. This is a easy happy earn up. Yes. I don't know if this was original, but this is a happy earn up for sure.
Keeps getting calls.
अच्छा इसलिए.
नहीं, मैं स्क्रीन एडजस्टमेंट में कुछ हो गया था, ऑटोमेटिक रीलोड हो गया था, कॉल नहीं आया था.
अच्छा, ये कौन है भाई? इसका ये लेजेंडरी नाम देखो. This is the second legendary name. Wait, I have to reshare it. I have to, because this is a video clip. क्या है ये?
मैं भी बड़ा करता हूँ मेरी स्क्रीन.
नाम है मनोज का भोसड़ पप्पू.
मनोज का भोसड़ पप्पू. अबे क्या लोग हो यार.
कहाँ से ये नाम ढूंढते हैं?
मनोज का भोसड़ पप्पू.
मनोज कौन है?
मुझे क्या मालूम मनोज कौन है.
ये खुद मनोज है या किसी और के मनोज की बात कर?
वीडियो डाल.
मनोज का भोसड़ पप्पू. Oh my God. ठीक है. टेस्ट कहाँ है? शक्ल देख, शक्ल. शक्ल देख, Oh my God.
Send me this video now.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Oh my God.
I'm adding it. I'm adding it in our group right now. Oh my God, this is amazing.
I think.
Oh my God.
I think this one's the
brave
winner.
आदमी है जिसने भी ये बनाया.
Oh,
बहुत brave आदमी है.
भाई नाम तो भैया is this week's winner. The name is 100% this week's winner.
Are you
And
already declared a winner?
No, I didn't. I said that guy was leading. Now this guy is the winner so far. This guy is leading now for sure. This guy is leading now. So this guy gets a happy earn up. Well done, dude. Easy happy earn up. This is by Baba Black Dick. Baba Black Dick returns. ये बड़ा अच्छा है. ये मैंने ट्विटर पे भी देखा है. तो I don't know whose original is this, but this is really funny. I don't know Abhijit if you've seen this, but watch this.
एक ऐसी बात सुनी है मैंने कि सुन के तुम लोग पागल हो जाओगे.
कौन से रेडियो पे सुना रहे थे?
अरे रेडियो स्टेशन पे नहीं, वो अपना बाजू वाला नहीं है मुन्ना.
धोतर स्वर.
मेरे पास एक मस्त प्लान है. क्या है ना मालूम है आपको? वो मुन्ना और उसके आदमी जब चोरी करने के लिए घर से निकलेंगे ना, अपन चुपचाप बेस बदल के उसके रूम में जाके बैठ जाएंगे. और अपने को वो तिवारी को कितना 40 लाख देने का ना. 40 लाख अगर 4 करोड़ से निकल जाए तो कितना बचेगा अपने पास?
360.
हिस्सा बराबर याद रखते हो. 360 उसको अपने पास रखेंगे और फिर उसके बाद 3 जन हिस्सा कर लेंगे और ये शहर छोड़ के ये चाल छोड़ के निकल जाएंगे और मस्त में कैश करेंगे. पैसा ही पैसा. मस्त प्लान
है. Yeah, this is very smart. I don't know if this is your original meme, Baba Black Dick, but
I didn't get it.
अरे it's just a dubbing, man. इतना get करने का क्या है? It's just a really funny dub. It's from that movie फिर हेरा फेरी, and it's just a really funny.
See,
dub.
I'm
Well
not
done.
into the vernacular nuance.
Vernacular movie है ना, इसलिए समझ में नहीं आया. इसीलिए तो. तो ये क्या है? ये देखो. This is not an original. He said दूसरे से उठाया है, but this is by Italian Nightmare. But I really enjoyed this one. ये देखो. सुप्रीम कोर्ट. रामायण में पटाखों का उल्लेख नहीं है. रामायण में तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का भी उल्लेख नहीं है, तो क्या बुलडोजर घुमा दे सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे?
ये भी ओरिजिनल नहीं है. ये मैंने
This is not an
Twitter पे
original.
देख
This
लिए
is
थे.
from the Engineer Bro. I think the original is from the Engineer Bro. But I just found it really funny, so I wanted to share it. We will not rate this one since it's not an original, but good job. This one, ये देखो. एक होता है ना, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ ये. This is from Tamra Lipta. Tamra Lipta says what undermines Hindus from within. ये देखो, इनका अलग ही गैंग बैंग चल रहा है. ये देखो. Based Brahman says intercaste marriage captain can never win any tournament. Rohit has done intercaste marriage too. Yes, however, in his case is Anulom. Oh, so Anulom is okay. Ideally, no, but it's still better than what Kohli did, which is Pratilom. ये अलग ही gang bang इनका. This is special.
The Twitter trad cricket analysis.
यार ये क्या घटिया लोग हैं.
Twitter trad gang bang.
You know these trads are the worst kind of trash you can come across.
इंटरकास्ट मैरिज किया इसलिए हार गया टर्न में. चल साले भूत
लवड़ा साला.
साला पता कुछ नहीं है. Oh man, this is such a sad little breed. I don't know where these people come from, but this is a sad little breed. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Thanks for bringing this to our attention, Tamra Lipta. Good job. Where is it? This is again from Satire Sarthi. Here they go. Woke rat equals Virat. Chad Mahi versus Woke Virat. Chad Mahi won World Cups and made records. Woke Virat made records by losing champion trophy, losing to Pakistan in World Cup and defying the law of averages by losing to New Zealand. Made Chennai Super Kings unbeatable. Made India beatable like Royal Challengers. Didn't bother about haters. Guys, Anushka के इंस्टा पे कुछ मत बोलना. मुझे डांटे की बात. Wore Balidan logo of Indian Army and resisted ICC's request to remove it. Takes a knee because of management decision and bends over ass upwards for all and any teams to screw him from behind. Celebrate your festivals with pride. Don't pollute on Diwali. Anushka say good boy once.
Chili. Bichara.
Good boy once. Oh my God. Satire, yaar. Good job. This also gets a happy end up. Happy end up from me. अच्छे से लिया. बहुत अच्छे से लिया. Yeah. This is what I wanted to play for you guys. This is what I wanted to play when you guys were talking about Trump and when we were talking about the elections in the US. He said, Chad Trump said it long back. This is from Zombie Wala. Oh.
अबे volume तो कर.
Volume यार हर चीज में. Oh, there we go.
It's true. Everything woke turns to shit. Okay.
It's true. He was right.
It's true. Everything woke
turns to shit.
Okay. True.
He's right. He's right once again. Trump Damas is correct again. So well done. Happy enough for that meme. And Zombie Wala is back with Kuch nahi bas chai pe charcha karna tha thoda. That's the heading. So women in the afterlife. Grandma, I missed you so much. I missed you so much also, sweetie. Men in the afterlife. Come here, Marx. I just want to talk. इधर बस बात करना इधर. कुछ नहीं बस चाय पे चर्चा करनी थी. Not bad. I like this one as well. Good meme. Not a happy Arnab, but an okay Arnab. I'll give this one a...
Yeah. Okay.
Okay Arnab, right? Yeah, that's not bad. Arey, phir se wahi meme hai. It's the same Modi format. This is by Zombie Wala again. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. Good job. I also agree. This
ये थोड़ा ओवर हो रहा है अभी इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम का.
पीछे पड़ गए. अरे घुटने नहीं टेकते ना तो कोई पीछे नहीं.
यार, why are you people so obsessed with cricket?
Hey man, don't
it's
tell
all
me.
ugly, low class people with body odor issues. They don't even look good. I mean, they're not even worth looking at. They're not worth smelling. I mean, it's literally you're glorifying sweat of, I mean, Virat Kohli is some semi-educated West Delhi type.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this fetish of sniffing the armpits of a sweaty West Delhi type? See, yes, Agneya Bhatt is also a smelly, sweaty West Delhi type. Tum sweaty West Delhi type hai.
I see. Agneya is left Delhi type. And the final one that we have, no, we have one more. This is the final one. This is by Jaggery Coffee. He says the new 2021 political pompous kundi. I don't even know what kundi means. What does kundi mean?
Kundi means ass.
Oh, is that Tamil?
Yes.
Yeah, Tamil.
So clearly this fellow's from Velacheri or Krompet or one of those places.
Oh my God. So the last one that we have comes from Jaggery Coffee. And this is the 2021 political spectrum chart. And I love it. I'll share it on my Twitter. Political spectrum chart. Me is good. Everybody else, Nazi, 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 Nazi.
ये original है.
I don't think this is original either, but I wanted to share it because I want to share it on my own social media. So I think it's really funny. I think it's really funny. Kundi means flower pot in Marathi. ये देखो ये एक और है.
वो Marathi ना, मगर that was not
Flower
done in
pot.
Marathi.
So see, it is so profound. What in Marathi means flower
so
pot
profound.
means your anus in Tamil. It's an indication that one man's anus is another man's flower pot.
And the final one that comes to us from who is this from? Oh, this one was sent to me by Indian leftists posting their L's. This is a Twitter account. I love this Twitter account. You guys should really follow it. It's called @leftistLs. And this is our final one for the night. Your lungs don't belong to any religion. Wow. Diwali 2016 was the worst record of air pollution for Delhi. Supreme Court has done right. And then somebody asked, what about the crop burning? Not an expert to comment on reasons, but just that my lungs are choking. So,
Hi.
lungs का कोई religion नहीं होता.
तालियां.
Well done.
तालियां.
Well done. तालियां होनी चाहिए.
तालियां होनी चाहिए यार. Well done. Lungs का कोई religion नहीं होता. If you take anything away from today's podcast, it should be this, कि lungs का कोई religion नहीं होता. ठीक है? So thanks very much for doing the meme review. I have one final announcement before Abhijit leaves, which is our subreddit that we started has completed 1 full year. So congratulations to everybody. Thank you for more than 9,000 members who are now part of our Sham Sharma Show subreddit. Thank you for making it such a vibrant community. Thank you for submitting your memes. And we will be doing a competition in November commemorating this 1 year. So what I want you guys to do is create some memes, videos, whatever you want, commemorating this 1 year of doing meme reviews and the subreddit. So commemorate the meme review or commemorate the subreddit, whatever you want to do, make some memes regarding that. And the funniest memes will be reviewed not next week, but the week after. So I'm going to give you 2 weeks to publish it. And it's going to get reviewed either next week or we'll see how many memes we get by next week. So submit your
also
memes.
remember memes featuring me get double points. Memes featuring these two don't.
They don't. So remember the rules. So send us your memes commemorating
Gora gets
1 year.
double. Samla and Kalua gets actually Samla gets 1 and Kalua gets 0.5.
Yeah.
Personality देख आज इतना अच्छा कुर्ता पहना है मैंने.
लाल कुर्ता पहना
You look like the bloody DMK flag, dude. क्या personality की बात कर रहा है?
So yeah, submit your memes commemorating the subreddit, commemorating meme review, 1 year of meme review, and all the best ones will be commemorating Abhijit. The best ones will be featured on meme review, and we will declare a winner, and the winner will receive a custom Sham Sharma Show mug, and it will be sent to their house. So send us your memes, and I'm looking forward to some really good creativity, good funny memes. I'm looking forward to it. So that was our announcement. And Abhijit, if you want to peace out, you can peace out. We'll take some questions now.
Jai Ram Ji ki.
Jai Ram Ji ki.
And happy Jashn Chirag to everyone.
Shut up.
ये देख. Kaepernick looks like a Gora Kushal.
Yes, Rajat. Very good. Excellent. ये Rajat Sharma top bloke है. Ladies, all ladies watching him. Rajat, are you single? सब इसको date करो. He's the guy you should marry and keep. He's got it. He's nailed it.
Follow Rajat.
He has an acute ability to, perceive the truth.
Okay, last question for you. Rukja, last question for you. You recommended a website for indigenous rice in P Guru's channel. Can you repeat it?
Oh shit. Yeah. मैं भूल गई.
कोई बात नहीं. We'll figure.
I've
it
got
out
it stored somewhere. No, so I ordered once every 3-4 months. हाँ, ठीक है. Okay. I'll tweet it out.
Oh,
Are you on Twitter?
There you go. He's probably on Twitter. Probably is on Twitter.
Okay. ठीक है. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Diwali.
Bye.
Okay. Let's see what questions we have. Let's take a few. Let's start from the beginning. See if we got any. Hilal's old days means. What does Hilal mean? Dev to Dev says, when Hilal is talking about old India, what does he exactly mean? What was so better about old India than today's India?
Nothing, in my view.
Yeah. I think generally speaking, society is progressing and getting better. So
yeah.
Why are we pining for the past? I don't understand why we pine for the past. It's important
because they could get
learn.
away with whatever they wanted to in the past, and they
Yeah.
cannot because there is resistance now. So they don't like it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's important to look at the past. It's important to remember the past so that we can learn from it. But it's not important to pine for the past or try to go back to the past, because I think the future, generally speaking, tends to be better than the past.
Yeah, that's been the trajectory at least for the last 700 to 1000 years for sure.
Yeah. What other questions? If you guys have any questions while I'm looking for questions, you can send it in the live chat as well.
Have Hindus become a total mess? Not at all.
I don't think so. Why? What makes you think that they've become a total mess? Like, I'd love to hear.
I don't know. It's just, this is just a stick online, and everybody just likes to think that we're all doom and gloom. I don't know. I don't see the evidence of that at all.
Because
there are problems and they are solvable.
What I see is a greater recognition of the problems. What I see is greater propensity on part of the Hindus to speak up. पहले के Hindus होते थे, अच्छा कोई बात नहीं चलता है. Now that कोई बात नहीं चलता है, attitude is diminishing. Maybe it's not fully diminishing overnight.
I've just finished New History of the Marathas by Sardesai. Any recommendations for what should I try? Try Tripur Daman's book, the first one he wrote before the one on Nehru.
And try McWhorter's Woke Racism as well. I think it's a great book. I'm halfway through it right now, but it's a great book and I really enjoy it.
India में available नहीं है अभी तक. India में available नहीं है. Only hard copy है. Kindle edition है. नहीं, Kindle अभी तक आई नहीं है इंडिया में.
That's weird. यहाँ पे तो साला
मैंने उसकी समरी पढ़ी अभी तक.
अच्छा.
मैं उसका सबस्टैक पढ़ता था. ये बेसिकली उसकी बुक है ना, उसके सबस्टैक को लिखते लिखते उसकी बुक बन गई.
Yeah, it's not a very long book either. So it makes sense. It's just a collection of basically articles. Happy Halloween, Secularism ka CEO. Happy Halloween to you as well. मैं तो कहता हूँ कि I understand why Indians are angry at Halloween, because Halloween का नाम ले लेके Indian को बहुत ज्ञान दिया जा रहा है दिवाली पर. I understand why they are angry, but I think Indian Americans should at least happily adopt Halloween, because it's the most pagan festival in America and it really fucking makes Christian conservatives angry. So adopt Halloween. What else do we have? How to make the woke know that they're unwoke? Are you saying how to make the wokes understand that they're unwoke? It's
interesting. You have to understand, if you're a woke guy, you're an ideologue guy. It's very hard to change an ideologue's mind.
Yeah. And I'm bringing up this book for a third time, but that is what this whole book is concerned with. So जब भी India में आती है, I would suggest people take a look at it, because he's saying कि यार इनको wokester बोलना, SJW बोलना, abuse करना, it's not going to really make a difference, because see, the same religious conviction that the conquistadors had in South America, the same religious conviction that the Muslims had in India, these people have that same religious conviction. So that kind of language, telling that they're wrong, telling that they're being irrational, it's not going to affect them, because they have that conviction that they are the exclusive owners of the truth. So इस तरह से change नहीं होगा. The change तभी होगा when you're able to. How do you expect? Like in your circles, you've had more experience dealing with sort of the atheist community, talking to the atheist community, new atheists, sensible atheists, whoever it
Wokeism
might be.
is atheism plus.
Atheism plus, I know, but how do you reach out to in the atheist community? What has been your experience? That what opened their eyes? What changed their mind?
When they got cancelled themselves.
So you think that is the only way this wokeism will get fixed, when the woke
That's the only way they'll realize. When you make, see, it's like always, see, in the world of the wokes, it's a purity and pollution worldview. So you're always walking on eggshells. And when you face it yourself, you tend to realize, oh my God, this is coming for me and I'm in deep shit. So that's the only way you're going to realize this more often than not. With the wannabe woke, they see where the hawa ka jhonka is going. They realize wokeism is not. See, for the first, Black Lives Matter is not very popular. This is the first time, as we had shared in the podcast on the wokeism in sports. These things are becoming unpopular day by day, and see, people don't realize, like, even if a guy like Bill Maher says that if for you critical race theory means segregation and all of that, then I'm not in, I'm out. And most sensible people do not see the ultimate aim of liberalism or open enlightenment values was a colorblind society where we don't look at people from the color of the skin. And now they are going back to the old. I mean, I don't know what the aim is. I think it's ridiculous.
And I feel like another thing, I think you were making a very good point about there's a lot of coattail riders as well. जो कहते हैं कि भाई वोक बनने से हम अगर वोक बनने की एक्टिंग करने लगेंगे तो हमको भी बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स मिलेंगे. You know, we're going to get a lot of benefits. We're going to get a lot of social media likes. We're going to get opportunities that we wouldn't have gotten if we were not quote unquote woke. And it's very similar to, again, the comparison to Christianity and Islam is also, again, very good, because I was reading a book called The Fifth Sun, which it talks about the Spanish conquest of the Aztecs. And it says that a lot of Aztecs converted not because they thought ki are Christianity is so great. They converted because they thought ki yaar, becoming a Christian provides you with a lot of benefits. It provides you with land, it provides you with good jobs, it provides you with high positions in the army, it provides you with good favor of the Spanish king, which gets you a lot of money, lots of land. So they said ki yaar, converti kar jo, you get so many things by converting.
Yeah.
And that's a similar thing that's happening with the coattail riders right now as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you guys watch the Chappelle special? What do you guys feel about it and the things that it followed?
I think it was a great special. It was a wonderful commentary on the social realities of the United States of America. And I think it was a great interjection and it hurt them a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. Going after a guy like Chappelle, because if you watch that special, I urge everyone to go check out that special, because if you watch that special, it has nowhere near the kind of abuse that people are telling you on social media. In fact, he tells such a moving, touching story about a trans friend of his. It's such a beautiful story. I urge people to watch the special just for that story. It is such a wonderful, beautiful, moving story. And it clearly shows you that this guy is not coming from a place of hate. This guy says, I'm a comedian. My job is to make jokes, and there is nobody sacred when it comes to my comedy. There's no such thing as sacred when it comes to comedy. So if people are saying you can't make jokes against trans people, well, that's what I'm fucking gonna do. That's how he's approaching it. That's how good comedians approach comedy. And the fact that they decided to go after a black Muslim comedian, who's pulled himself up by the bootstraps, who used to perform comedy in bloody on the road in New York, and now he's one of the, he's on the Mount Rushmore of living comedians. Well, it's gonna backfire on them in a big way, and I really hope it does. Let's see. Happy Diwali, apni wali feeling aati hai yaar. Happy Diwali to you as well. I'm glad you're here despite it being Diwali. Good to see you guys. So this is a comment I've seen a lot, and I want to get your opinion on this, Kushal. Modi has gone soft. Is it time for Hemant Biswa Sarma to come and lead?
ठीक है भाई, मोदी को एक काम करते हैं, इनक्रेडिबल हल्क की वो ऑपरेशन करा देते हैं. I think people are politically naive.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Just
I
my
agree
opinion.
that there's a lot of things that the BJP government does that we disagree with, and we always talk about it on the show. But I think to say ki Modi to khatam ho gaya, he's useless now, I think that's again that same alarmism that we jump into. Social media.
You know what? Every time you see these arguments, they're all strawman arguments.
Yeah.
They're all strawman arguments. Modi was weak when those poor people were killed in Kashmir. But then the government hit back, right? All those terrorists were killed also. What else do you expect the government? There's never going to be a situation where something becomes zero.
Yeah, and these
I don't know.
I do think, unfortunately, that ये जो lone wolf type attacks होते हैं terroristों के across the border, for the foreseeable future, it's very difficult to stop them. I do think so, unless you again shut down the complete state. That's the only way to stop lone wolf attacks.
No government is perfect, but something they did with the petrol prices and the diesel prices now on Diwali. They reduce them. They're doing some things good. Their overall policies are also sometimes very good. Look, overall, I think this is the best government we could have had. Best of luck if you think going back to Congress is the solution.
Yes, this is Modi came at the right time and he was the right leader. I completely agree. Maybe 10 years down the line,
we need one more term of Modi.
Yeah,
we need one more term of Modi.
Maybe in 2030, Modi is not the right leader. But I think
he will not be there. He'll not be there.
Sure, I'm just saying that times change, and as times change, the kind of leadership that the country requires will also change. So maybe in 2030, Hemant Biswa Sarma will be the right leader.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Look, I have nothing against Hemanta Sharma. I have nothing against him. I am a very, very, very big admirer of his work.
Yeah.
But the point is, एक काम करो, popularity poll ले लो पूरे country का. दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी हो जाएगा.
Yeah, that's true. Any popularity contest, Modi wins by a landslide. So, क्या करें? Then there's another one here from saying, why do you guys keep harping on secularism? Everybody says secularism is best, but secularism doesn't work when you have cults that want the death of non-believers or that don't want to coexist with non-believers.
Well, you have to make sure the law of the land is applied. India people confuse the state being secular to individuals being secular. Individuals are not obliged to be secular. The state is supposed to be secular. India's failure is not that religious people like religion. India's failure is that the state is not secular.
Yeah.
India's failure is a major governance failure, and Indians often confuse one with the other. And then Indians go back to some old monarchical time where they think it was a golden age and they keep whining about it. And that's a typical behavior of Indians now, I've realized. And you don't expect anything more than that. And on social media now, it's just the loud mouths. वैसे भी, the centrist people, they are usually silent. It is only the loud mouths that keeps speaking. And look, the government cannot listen to Twitter and run governance. I mean, I'm sorry to say that. And I'm very happy the government doesn't.
Speaking of governance, there is an interesting question here from Swaminathan Ramen Sashi. Swaminathan is saying, how do you oppose CRT curriculums in BJP states and non-BJP states? I think he might be referring to that woke whatever thing that NCRT released.
अरे बाबा वो तो निकल भी गई ना, वो तो निकल भी गया NCRT के उसमें से वेबसाइट में से पूरा निकाल दिया, वो सब हो गया. But you have to understand ना यार, आपने whether you like it or not, how many people in the non-left like to read books, like to invest in scholarship, like to do serious work? They to think even writing papers is a Western construct. Everything is a Western construct. Writing scientific papers is a Western construct. Peer review is a Western construct. We need to decolonize everything. वो उसी में पड़े रहते हैं.
I do think that if sometimes मेरे को पता है क्या लगता है कुशल कि if the wokes did not hate Hindus this much, then woke Hindus and other wokes would have been very good friends.
No, woke Hindus. See, woke Hindus to hai na. See, the problem is you want to replace one form of purity and pollution with another. What was the caste order? Caste order in a fundamental level was a purity and pollution order.
Yeah.
New wokeism or old caste orders are the same. It's all about purity and pollution. The point is we need to reject both. We need to have a society. Look, society has a healthy balance. Look, there are a lot of criticisms of the current Indian state, the Supreme Court, interfering in Diwali and all that. That is all fine, but you don't need wokeism on the Hindu side to criticize this. Any normal person with 2 brain cells functioning will see this.
Yeah. This is from Prashant Patel. Prashant is saying, what do you think about the state of Virginia results? Its Democratic Party and its supported media is not accepting their mistakes still on going all out woke and losing their core voters. I'm happy. Lose your core voters. जब पड़ेगी लात अच्छे से तब सीखेंगे ना. That's what Kushal was saying earlier about how to make the woke think that they are being too woke. इसकी जब उनको लात पड़नी शुरू होगी, that's when they'll start to notice. When the MSNBC person gets cancelled about something that they said, that's when they'll start to notice. When Democrats start losing in Virginia, when they start losing in New Jersey, when they start losing in New York to a guy that says, I want to bring back stop and frisk and I want to increase police presence in New York, tab साले सीखेंगे. I hope they lose a couple of more states. Then maybe they'll learn. That's just how it works. The people will speak with their votes. All right, let's take a couple more. What is going on? Koi question aaya hai? I think there was a question from Anish. 101. Happy Diwali, guys. Just wanted to see if I can send some weirdly specific rupee amounts. Apparently you can. There you go. Thanks for that, Anish. Happy Diwali to you as well. Final question. Should law and order be moved to make a central subject?
Law and order should not be a central subject because then it is too much of a central intervention. I believe it should be a state subject where certain issues can be tackled by the center. And in India, वैसे भी तुम्हारा CRPF का तो arrangement होता ही है ना?
Yeah. Which is under central control already. So yeah, I think the situation right now is fine. I think the question isn't कि law and order होना किसके पास चाहिए. I think the question is कि law and order implement होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए properly.
It should not be entirely with the center. You understand, if there is a tyrannical government at the center, the states have no power. What nonsense.
Imagine Kejriwal.
Short term सोचते हैं.
Imagine AIMIM as PM. Imagine Kejriwal as PM.
तुम्हारे पूरी कंट्री में पुलिसमैन होंगे रास्ते में नमाजें अलाउ करने के लिए.
Exactly. Yeah, central में नहीं होना चाहिए. States also, some devolution of power is very important.
जितनी पॉलिटी फेडरल होगी उतना कंट्री के लिए बेटर होगा. कुछ काम नहीं होंगे मगर बहुत सारे काम होंगे. आज यूएस को देखो, कैलिफोर्निया अगर बहुत ज्यादा वोक है तो लोगों के पास टेक्सास है, फ्लोरिडा है. आप लोग ये समझते नहीं हो, क्या करें?
Yep, exactly. Happy Diwali, Jai Hind to you also, Sarthak. And okay, let's take this last one, guys. This is the last question. मेरे question का क्या हुआ? Aditya 369 is asking, good books to read to understand Charvaka school more.
मैंने इसके ऊपर पूरा monologue किया है. You can go to my podcast YouTube channel on Charvak podcast and there is a complete introduction to the Charvak Darshan and I have recommended all the books over there. You can go through it. It is a 35-minute monologue.
There you go. So now you know where to find it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for sending your questions. Thank you very much for sending your memes. I'm looking forward. I hope you're excited about the competition. I am looking forward to seeing your memes and your videos and everything commemorating 1 year of Reddit and 1 year of meme review. So we'll look forward to that next week and the week afterwards. But other than that, happy Diwali. I hope आपने पटाखे फोड़े, नहीं भी फोड़े तो कोई बात नहीं, as long as you enjoy Diwali. But we'll see you next week. Thanks, Kushal, for taking the time out on Diwali to come and talk to us as well. This was great fun.
Pleasure as always.
All right. So I'll let you guys get back to your Diwali. Thank you for seeing us. See you next time. Happy Diwali. And
I'll see you tomorrow on the podcast.
There you go. Tomorrow on the podcast. So go follow Kushal on the Charvaka podcast, on Twitter, on YouTube, everywhere. Go listen to his podcast as well. Subscribe everywhere you get your podcast. This podcast will be available later as well. So make sure that you subscribe to Sham Sharma Show on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We will see you next week. Until then, happy Diwali and Jai Shri Ram.